My name is Victor Chimera. It's a great honor once again and pleasure to welcome you all to the official launch of the Automotive Training Solution Book. I would like to acknowledge my brother. Thank you so much. Your vision, courage, and entrepreneurial drive led me to the person who I am today. Your establishment of Gain Car Clinic, trusting me in this journey, has been instrumental to our growth. They say, behind every successful business, there is a strong partnership. And sometimes, a very important thing, a very patient brother. Our vision is clear as Gain Enterprises, to build a trusted modern automotive service brand that sets high standards of quality, efficiency, and integrity. Our focus is on a sustainable growth driven by innovation, a highly skilled workforce, a strategic partnership. We are committed to investing in advanced technology and standard operating procedures with continuous training of our technicians. At Gain Services, we strongly believe that vehicles' performance depends on proper maintenance and care. At Gain Car Clinic, our focus is on road safety, reliability, and mechanical excellence. Our philosophy is simple and clear. As you are safeguarding your vehicle's performance and safety on the road, we are equally committed to safeguarding your health and well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are proudly introducing Gain Wellness as a key pillar of Gain Services and as an essential extension to our commitment to quality.
My love for automotive started back way in my country, Uganda, and I started in my father's workshop, known as Putti Auto Works. If I left the country, I made a promise to my father that I'm leaving, going to Dubai, but I will learn, I will grow, and I will do something special for the automotive industry, because he was an automobile lover. And with his heart, he taught me a lot and he made me love this industry. The company director now, Mr. Chimera Victor, he managed to bring me here in Dubai on the visit visa. And I started as a security guard, earning a lot, 1,100 dirham. So it gave me a lot of challenge, gave me a lot of thoughts, long nights, without sleeping, but I didn't give up. I continued having a vision in me, a vision to grow, a vision to learn, and a vision to do something which will benefit the generation. Something was born in me to fulfill what I promised to my father, what I promised to people like him, that I will not ashame them. I came out with an initiative of translating the real workshop experience into a written book. By God's grace, I thank God that now all the experience was translated in theory. And that came out the big book known as the Automotive Repair and Training Solution. Sometimes I had doubts, but Papa spoke louder. And now I'm so happy that the work was completed. I shared it with different technicians, and we are all just standing as something basic. To the dreamers in the house, shall encourage you to stay faithful and maintain this people. As Gain Car Clinic, we commit to always serve you. As Gain Car Clinic, we commit to train the next generation. As Gain Car Clinic, we commit to transform African technology in the automotive industry. As Gain Car Clinic, we commit to always care for your journey.
Musa and Victor I really appreciate your efforts. I really know your dream is big, and I can only say the journey is endless. I only caution you to keep running, because success is a run. You can start the journey and start walking, but you have to be running, because it's a run, it's a marathon. I feel so much honored to be in this place. My name is David Kasajja. I'm the chairman of AFCODD, and I'm the CEO of Homes Tonight. Homes Tonight encompasses Another Tonight group encompasses Homes Tonight. It encompasses Ship Cargo Tonight. It encompasses AFCODD Tours and Travel. In this concept, we have Homes Tonight for accommodation for residents from Africa. In the UAE, we have apartments in Sharjah, we have apartments in Dubai, and we have also the concept of Ship Cargo Tonight, or SIFCO. SIFCO is a shipping company, or Ship Cargo is a shipping company. We ship cargo by sea, by air, from Dubai, strictly from only Dubai to Uganda, and only from Uganda to Dubai. We have a concept of SIFCO Tours and Travel, which is based in Uganda. It deals with ticket processing, tickets and visas. In the business we do, we are sole agents. We are in this concept, we are agents. Many people always feel shy to say I'm an agent because of the debt that is associated with it. Many people, by this concept, they don't know that every job, every work, every nature of work is agency. Everyone has a boss in some way. You are either the boss, either the bank is your boss, either some supplier is your boss in some way. And everyone, for your information, works on a commission. Many people always are shy to say I'm a commission agent. David Kasajja is solely a commission agent. Even if you are earning a salary and you don't recognize yourself as a commission person, if you don't recognize yourself as an agent, you are in a very wrong place, and your success is highly doubted. Because a salesman and an agent entirely works on the basis of performance. The performance will define your commission. The performance will determine your success. Wherever you see the higher person you admire, anybody you admire, the game is about performance. You will never be a good entrepreneur like Musa and Victor to come up with such a production, gain car, clinic, automotive repair and training solution when you are not a salesman. Any salary, if you fail to perform, my last salary when I worked 5 years ago, it was 25,000 dirhams. When somebody thinks about this, he might think it is the best salary if he has not heard about it. There are many Ugandans, there are many Africans, there are many people from Asia who don't know even somebody can get 25 or 15. That even their company can broke them not to know what is at the back of the curtain. Here people get 100,000 per hour, not even per month. In Dubai, in the UAE, but it depends on your performance. So when you have the best performance, like a Musa, like I told him, it's a journey. Success is a journey, entrepreneurship is a journey. You have to just keep running. It's a game of performance. It's not a game of technology as many people think. Entrepreneurship has to be defined by how good you are in sales, how good you are. Everything else you will do comes to one word, one specific word: focus. If you have focus, you can be the best salesperson, and you can be the richest person even in the whole world, provided you have the focus. You need to have a lot of millions. No. If you are a person who can be trusted, it's all about your partnership, your personality. If you can be trusted, a lot of successful people that you ever see and admire, they are not using the greatest. They use none of their resources. They only save their resources, but the resources they only gather efforts based on their honesty. If you are honest to use someone's resource and use it responsibly, no, you will get calls from different corners looking for you. But if you start cheating people here, small things here, somebody deals with you and you think you are smart because you have the best English, because you have the smartness, it cannot work for you. It's all about focus, honesty, that will lead you to a much better stand of a person. You need to have focus, you need to be doing the clear thinking, and you need to be honest. That if you are honest, many people are willing. I would not start the company much earlier, because certain skills. Want to start a company doesn't need to be my age. No, I'm much older to have started a company. In Europe, in the US, people start companies at 18 years. And they go in even the 500, the Fortune company. But I need to say our skills also determine our progress. You need to have the right skill set to move forward. Like I told you, success is a journey, is a run. You must keep running. You get the right skills. You get the right connections. You cannot get the right connections when you cannot be a trusted person. You are not a hardworking person. When you think to cheat this here and there, you cannot go anywhere. It starts with trust. So you cannot be or grow at any level without success. So this is all not for you alone, but I'm speaking to Musa and Victor. These few words, I don't have more than this. I told you I was invited on the short notice. This is all I have to deliberate or to deliver to you. I thank you so much, great Africans, great Asians, great people that are here in different races. I'm highly blessed and honored to see you all. Please clap for yourself, all of you.
Go straight to the point. We are here for a card playing something of that sort. And for me as an academician, I have seen so many articles, academic-wise, but what people always forget, and actually it is something that the government of Uganda is going to put in the roadmap. The government of Uganda is putting this in a framework that the studies of technical studies or vocational skills should be mandatory to all the schools in Uganda, because we waste. I will not use the word waste. I will use the word sacrifice. We sacrifice a lot of time teaching our kids, teaching our students what we call abstract theory. Abstract theory the word abstract can mean something which is practically not there. But we put a lot of emphasis teaching our kids something which is imaginary. And we'll give less time to equipping them with basic hands-on skill, basic hands-on training that can make them important people in the world today. Today, if you ask me, the world is asking more of what you can do with your hands, more than what you can write with your fingers. I come again. Today the world is governed by what you can do. I told Musa, I gave him all the basic composure, all the best information he needs. But today he can fix an engine which I cannot fix. I'm not saying that Musa is successful, I am a failure. But I'm trying to build a point that Musa has done something within a very short time. And that is one important advantage of equipping our kids with basic education in technical work. Because the biggest challenge any student, any graduate will tell you out there, the biggest challenge, you are not going to find a challenge in Makerere. Because when I was studying at Makerere, I used to think I was the most clever person. I was the most intelligent person. But the biggest challenge you are going to find it navigating through the period between your graduation day and your first day at job. That is the most challenging period. Because what you study at the university in terms of abstract theory is going to remain in the textbook. What is more important is what you can do with your hands. Because what you can do with your hands is going to quickly acclimatize you through the job market. It's going to quickly accumulate you and accommodate you in the job market. Because the job market, like my brother or my big brother, Mr. David, told you, or just a couple of moments ago, he just told you that today the world will ask you what you can do with your hands. What skill do you have? What skill do you have? So that's why I have to give a very big round of applause, a very big thank to my two young brothers. The other one is my boy, my son. Mr. Kasaja, Mr. Chimera, Omulangira Chimera, thank you so much for whatever you are doing to my boy. And thank you so much for the time you are making to make our children look important, be important in life. As a teacher, I will tell you that the most important thing in life is education. The Prophet says, Man arada dunya fa'alayhi bil'ilm. من أراد الدنيا فعليه بالإيش؟ بالعلم. ومن أراد الآخرة فعليه بالعلم. ومن أرادهما يعني الدنيا والآخرة فعليه بالعلم. If you want the hereafter, you have to learn. If you want the dunya, you have to learn. But if you want both of them, you must learn. Today, when I was seated there, when he was giving a speech, I was smiling inside my heart. I was feeling so proud inside my heart because I was looking at myself in him. I was looking at myself with him because all the struggles, I can sit down here and write a paragraph on how he hustled. But in a nutshell, I'd like to congratulate my son. I'd like to congratulate my young brother.
I met Musa shortly, not even a month ago, through my wife. I barely knew Musa at all completely. But now I'm here, in front of you guys, talking to you, Katas of Musa. And over a period of a few weeks with Musa, my wife has been telling me good things about you, how patient you are, how you're very calm. And I've been seeing it from a distance. I may not be a good friend of you, but how did you invite me? You'll answer that question. What you based on to invite me here? That is your answer to tell the world. But I really appreciate your invitation with Victor. I will tell you a story. They came to my workplace. He called me. He's a very aggressive guy, by the way. He's calm, but very aggressive. He calls me in the office that I'm coming to your office to do what, Musa? I'm dropping an invitation card. For what? I want you to be part of my event. But Musa, we've never spoken about this. That please, I need your support. I said, of course, you're my brother. Please bring the invitation card. They brought the card. This is like, I think last week. I read the card and I told them, guys, I really appreciate this, especially it's come from my brother, a brother from home. It's rare that we see this kind of stories in this part of the world. And having listened to your story, where you've come from with Victor, is a moving story. And a few lessons that I've learned when I was sitting here, I've learned about humility. There's a lot of humility with you guys, and please keep it up. I've also learned about unity as a family. Because where we come from in Uganda, yes, we are really communal people, but we have a lot of infighting in families. But to find two brothers that are willing to work together and push the world, it means a lot. Please keep it up. Keep pushing. The world is not easy. Like the Sheikh was saying, the journey has just begun. Even David has attested to it. The journey is just beginning. Do not allow money to come between the two of you. You understand? Yes, money can be deceptive, it's sweet, but it's just a thing. Let unity persevere and prevail in your business dealings. And of course, I see you have a very able Tejesh that you help you in your business, which is wonderful. But the third thing that we need to learn also from this story is integrity. All the speakers have touched on the word integrity. Of course, in different spheres. Honesty, the truth, respect. The word integrity comes from a Latin word called integritas, which means wholeness. You cannot do business without integrity. You cannot do business without being honest. And this topic that you gave me today, financial management, is built on one thing, integrity. There cannot be any financial management if you don't have integrity in your business. And it's a small things. Musa, you mentioned the story about the gentleman that helped you when you arrived here. It's not because of what you knew, your skill set. No. They will watch your attitude. They will watch how you treat the customers. This is where you're going to have a competitive advantage like nation. It's not about what you know, because there are so many mechanisms in the world. So many. But what gives you that edge over others? That is what I'm talking about, integrity. Because few of us have integrity. And without integrity, the business will crash. Please, let's go back to the drawing board and build the block from the ground. What are the internal controls you're putting in place for your business? And here I'll specifically emphasize the standard operating procedures for the business. Every company should have standard operating procedures. When I want to buy an item, what is the procedure? It means we need a local purchase order. Who approves the order before it goes out to supply? And what is the process to get the item from the market? It means maybe you need quotations to ensure that you get the right price for the right item and a good quality item for the company. So the example I'm giving you is just to summarize what the standard operating procedure is. You need to set up clear internal controls in the company to help guide the company. Even if you're not in the company, it will run. Because there are basic principles upon which things should be done in the company. And that's why you see economies like China, America, Europe, they scale so fast because they have SOPs. You need to have them. It's like a constitution. You wrote this book, but you need to have the basic constitution for your company. Who's responsible for what? Who signs for payments? When you want to pay a supplier, who are the signatories? And as you know, power of attorney, you need to have 2 signatories for payments, or 3, depending on what you decide as a board of directors. So, you need to have this streamlined in the company. Second thing I will talk about is bookkeeping. In Uganda, one of the areas we have a weakness is bookkeeping. You find that you run a business, but in this business, most of the transactions are not documented. I remove money from the business, but I don't document it. Or you receive money from sales, but it's not documented. What you're doing to your business, you're killing it. You're killing your business, and that's why you see the span of life of most businesses in Uganda is so short because we are not so good at bookkeeping. So please ensure any dirham that enters in your company is documented. Any dirham that is leaving the company is documented. In this way, you'll be able to know what is the financial health of your company. Are we okay or something is missing? Third thing I will talk about is budgeting and forecasting. I'm looking at you because this is your event and I need to make sure the message goes home. So, budgeting and forecasting. You cannot run a business in darkness. You need to have clear benchmarking budgets. You need to have a concept. Which garages are you guys looking at in the Dubai market that you're going to benchmark yourself with? How would you drop clear, verifiable budgets? So that at least you know that if this month I'm performing less versus my budget, there are things I need to change in the company. But if you work in your company without any benchmark, any budget, it means you're working blindly. There's no target. There's no target. And if you don't have a target, how would you know that you're in business? Yes, you will earn the sale, you make the sales today. Maybe when you make profit, yes, but you don't have a gauge. You don't have a gauge. There's nothing to fall back to know that, oh wait, I think we are doing well. And this I leave to you because I know maybe you already have budget. I'm just giving you general knowledge. The budget will come once a year, meaning that each financial year you should have a budget for that year. On a monthly basis, you will need to have a forecast. Forecast now looks at the market trends because, as you know, we are working in a very dynamic world. Things keep changing. The budget will not change. It's standard. Once you lock it, done. But the forecast helps you to navigate the changing business environment. You know that any political decision that takes place in some capitals in the world, they affect the business. You need to do the forecast. Yes, I had budgeted for 1 million dirhams in my budget, but it's looking like this month I may not make the 1 million. With clear reasons why you cannot make the 1 million. It may mean that you may have to draw back on your expenses. Because if you don't cut your expenses, you will not make profit. So, but this is something that cannot be done with one person. It's a team, and I see you have a good team. You need to make sure that you have very clear budgets and monthly forecasts to ensure that you know that the numbers you're making today are tied to a target. And if the target is not being made, questions have to be asked. Who's responsible for this? Which market is being killed? Why the customers are not coming in? Otherwise, you'll have dead wood sitting in the company with no yardstick to measure their performance. Everybody sitting in the company should be productive. The Sheikh mentioned it. Even David mentioned it. But how do you measure the productivity of people? The sales department. We cannot exist as a company if there's no sales. But how do you measure the performance of sales? Top line, which is the revenues. Are the revenues coming in? Versus what? How will you know that the revenues are coming in if you don't have a budget or forecast? Next is profit and loss statement. P&L statement for most of the finance people in the room is a summary of revenues, expenses, and of course, when you remove expenses from revenues, you get profit. This has to be done on a monthly basis. With this statement, you're able to monitor your revenues. You're able also to see your expenses. And because I spoke about the budget in my earlier notes, it will also compare the actual revenues you're getting versus the budget you've set to show you how you're faring. How did you fare last month? Did you meet your budget when it came to revenues? No. Why? You can critique it line by line. Why did I spend too much in oils? For example, you guys are based in garage. Why did I spend so much in oils, but I did not make revenues? I would really encourage you that you move to the era of technology. For bookkeeping, please get a software in place. Software save your time, and even if there's not enough money in the business to have a software, you can do a manual register. But if the money is there, please, there's so many softwares in the market right now. Dubai is an open market. Invest in softwares. They will save you time, they will save you headache, because even humans, we are prone to errors. If you use the human mind, we make mistakes. Be it Excel, be it using a pen and a paper, you will make mistakes. Last but not least, I want to talk about the client, the power of your client. And I think this appeals to everybody in the room here. If you're running a business, please, your greatest asset is your client. Your greatest asset is your customer. Make sure, as a business owner, you grow with them. Make sure, before even you go to sleep, your client is the happiest person. We have one problem where we come from in Uganda. We don't take care of our customers. We have one of the worst customer service. But you know what it does to the business when it comes to financial management? It shuts you down. It will kill you. And you wonder, why am I failing a business? I've done everything right. I've got capital. I've hired people. Why am I failing? The client. You forgot the client. You thought you're smart. You invested your money. You bought the softwares. You brought the best warehouse around town. But you forgot the client. You cannot have financial management without business. You will fire the financial director. Won't you? Because there's no business, there's no revenue. But who brings the revenue? It's the customer. You need to find a formula on how you take care of your customer. And I'll give you a small example of how you can do this. You need to have clear KPIs for your customers with clear guest feedback. For every service done in your garage, you need to ensure that customer information is captured. Follow-ups are done. Guest surveys are carried out to understand how they feel, the pulse check. How do they feel about your business? Did they get the best service? Where did we go wrong? How can they help your business to function better? Do not forget that part. Why? Because it's the number one tool that you can have to minimize your marketing cost. How? If you give them the best service, you take care of them, they will market your company by word of mouth. You will spend very less money on influencers and marketing tools on internet. No, because the person you're taking care of will go out there in the market to tell them about your garage. And lastly, I would also like to appreciate the efforts that you've taken to document this book. Like I told you when you came to the hotel last time, we have a very poor history when it comes to writing books in Africa, documenting facts, documenting our stories. Maybe this is a lesson for all of us in the room. Please document things in your life. It's very, very important. He has taken the route of documenting his professional career, but it doesn't hurt to document your life also. Let's write down these things. It's for posterity, it's for history. Now all of us are parents in this room. They need to feed on this when we are long gone. So thank you for coming up with this idea. Thank you so much.